going on, folks? This is Mr. Soul of a Man 504, representing Soul of a Man 504.com, where you can find out about books and all the great things about yours truly. And again, also known as Mr. Damon Alvarez. And welcome to Soulful 504 channel, where we talk about all things spiritual and all of that good stuff. So, one interesting thing about this topic is that I tried to upload the video to Facebook, and they were like, "Nope, we're not having it." I think because it had the word Jesus in it. And that's interesting, man. How Facebook blocks certain things or whatever like that out. But anyway, so getting straight into this video, this is just something that I just had on my mind. As of late, people just having their coming to Jesus moment, and those people who may be in a certain religion and they use Jesus to, they're visceral, whatever, at everybody else. Jesus wasn't like that. Jesus was peaceful. Jesus was kind. Jesus is love. He says, it says in the Bible, I am the way, the truth, and the light, and the way through the Father is through me. And once you do that, you take that path through Jesus, you know who God is. God is inside of us. God, that power, that godly love, that they say that agape love is inside of us. Jesus wasn't this, he wasn't, he pretty much loved everybody, and he gave everybody a chance, necessarily. And the God factor is something flows all around us, because we do have our guardian angels that are always with us, things that always keep us up at night. God says, I know every thought, I know every vision, I know every word, anything that you can imagine. I know that. And I think the proper way to go into just really getting closer to God and to move forward with your life is using, just meditating, prayer and meditation. It says Jesus went in the wilderness. What was it? 40 days in, and Jesus went to the wilderness 40 days in and 40 nights. To me, I see Jesus as more as a brother, as an ancestor. So if we say God, God the Father, or some might look at, God is, they talk about divine feminine, but not going to get into that. But I just say God the Father. So I see Jesus as a brother, as a divine ancestor, so to speak. Let's say he came here to the Immaculate Conception. He was the miracle child, so to speak. But the important thing right now for us is to look at ourselves. We need to look at ourselves in the mirror. We have that time right now. We have that time with everything that is going on to say, like, who I, to say, like, whose are you? Who are you in this sense? Who are you in this time? Who are you to become? In a greater sense. You have a greater purpose. You have a greater destiny. This is how Jesus walked. He was, it was almost like Shakespearean God, like, almost like you could say a demigod, in the sense, in retrospect. But, Jesus, to me, Jesus was the best of us, like he could see things, he could heal, he could hear, he could talk to angels, he could, walk on water, he could do miracles, he could, the fish and the bread and changing water into wine and, all of these, changing the clay into a bird and bringing it to life. And so many, just being able to speak to light, just being able to speak to mountains, just being able to have control over the miracle of life and death and all of that good stuff. So, the gratitude, the passion of the Christ, if you believe in that, I'm not one to push anything on anybody. I don't do that. It's not my thing. I believe in, I believe in miracles. I believe in God. I do believe also you need to put into action. You need to put into action your words. You need to, because these are, these are interesting times, that we're living. End of the world? No, definitely not the end of the world. If it was the end of the world, everything would be on fire. I wouldn't even be here doing this video, So yeah, but anyway, but we're interested. We're coming into a different period. We're coming into a more romance kind of refined period after this. You're going to see a lot of, let's just say, the chosen few. Um, Hey, what's going on, Miss Gloria Ashmore? Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I do believe in miracles, because we are walking miracles, and who we are, where we are, if you're still alive through everything that is going on right now, and, believe what you want about the situation, and I'm not going to name it, but we know what's happening right now in the year of 2020, or what is it, May something, 20th, 21st, something like that, but like I said, we're coming into more of a romance time. This is the time for, as Stan Lee would say, true believers. Man, I miss Stan Lee, but anyway, we're just coming into a more a refined time, and you're gonna just see people who, and it is really centered around like the 12 tribes, let's just say just around just maybe, just let's just focus on the 12 tribes and the promises that were meant to be kept, and how you're going to see people just rising up, people just rising up and just doing better than what they were, in a sense. Like I said, just remember that word miracles, because you are a miracle walking, talking, breathing, in the sense, the things that you can do spiritually, the things, and I get the church, they more or less talk about, you know, faith and favor, and, in God, and all of, and pronouncing your sins, and and blah, blah, blah. But you do have other spiritual gifts, that you can rely on, and things that you can call in, things that God has instilled in us. No way in the world we'll ever have that type of power. Um, it's like, no way in the world we'll ever have the power. Oh, so, and I'm also getting Miss Ashmore. So you speak it, so it shall be, or so it shall be revealed into your life. So that is what you're calling in, but be careful they always say be careful what you ask for or wish for, because, just fine tune that a little bit, fine tune that companionship, fine tune that, put the X's and O's and what you want in that person, in your situation, because if you just say whatever, and then whatever will come in. But yeah, so people, love, man, love from your angel guides, your ancestors, God, the one creator, the ancient one, as you would want to say, the miracle worker. Jesus, in a sense, was the miracle man. So we got a glimpse or a taste of what God truly can do in the flesh, in a sense, For he said, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, right. Yes, you do have to be specific in your prayers, and and all of that good stuff. Even though sometimes I think most of the time our angel guys still fill in the blanks for us. When these things are brought directly to God and all of that good stuff. But again, the universe is at your beck and call, my friend. I know some people like to replace the word God with the universe, but God is above the universe because he created everything, and everything is, everything is balanced. Everything is supposed to be balanced in harmony. We were given in the system being over Earth. Some people were saying we're not doing that good of a job down here, and I'm one to attest to that. No, we're not. A loser on that one. But I just feel like the kingdom shall rise. The kingdom shall rise, and there are going to be greater things to come for those who believe it. Again, this isn't for people who have, who people who say, everybody who says Lord, Lord is not going to make it to heaven. That's just how that is. You know, if you're racist and mean and evil and you want to be separate from your brothers and sisters on this planet, well, we are, we know what it is. But anyway, you know, I just wanted to, you know, this, I guess this was me having my Jesus moment, because this is me being able to talk about Jesus, you know, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and all of that good stuff. You know, someone who, you know, he just went to the regular people, you know, and that's one thing I always loved and admired about Jesus. And, you know, me and Jesus are always going to be good. Me and God are always going to be good. And, you know, I was given certain gifts and whatever. Some people may not say, well, oh, you know, you can't do that. People like to throw that word demonic around, you know. There are demonic people in the world. There are evil people in the world. People who are in power are demonic, you know, because they're evil and selfish, and, you know, they only want people who look like themselves to you know, X, Y, and Z. So, you know, but anyway, like their God is money, you know, their God is their race. That's, you know, that's just what that, but, but anyway, I'm gonna stop it right there. But thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been your boy Silverman. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. I think this is gonna be a heater. It's gonna bring a lot of people. But anyway, but y'all just leave the comments down below. I'll let y'all battle it out, and I'll come in the comments and, you know, everything. If you want to book your appointment with me, all my information will be in the it'll be in the comment section pinned. First one. But again, Soul of a Man 504, representing Soul of a Man 504.com. And again, as always, folks, this is the Mind of Us. I'm Office Peace. Peace.